Hello everyone and welcome to my new speedrun on France in the Meier Railroads, all objectives monopoly. France is a very annoying level. The starting position doesn't matter that much, but what matters a lot is what kind of industries Orléans have. And the best is milk and grapes. And you see for this run that I got milk, which is fantastic, of course. The reason why France, the starting position doesn't really matter. You pretty much just make your way to Orléans as quickly as possible. Monaco is not great, but it's alright. I think the reason you want to grow Orléans is because there is an objective that requires you to deliver mail from Orléans to Marseille. So I think the first thing you need to do on this level to really save time is to grow Orléans. And you can see this time I was very lucky because I had multiple grain farms that Orléans could grow from, so it will grow very quickly. Then after that it's also quite tight on money on this level, so you need to, I guess an alternative would be to block the computers, but I've found that stealing their cargo is much better because it also generates revenue for you, so that you can keep developing your cities. So Dijon to Lyon, it's great. It's a very short distance. It's so short that the train, it doesn't travel. It just goes between the two. So there's no chance for the computer to get anything from that one. Genève to Bern is the same. It's so short that you just take everything. And from Marseille to Monaco, it's not as short, but you can see the distance I've been making here is the bird way. What can I say? Like the short. It's a shorter way than what he has because he has this curvature there. So actually, my train will go faster, which will cripple him completely. And the last player starts up in Nantes. I don't know how to pronounce that one. And usually they don't, depending on what kind of industry they have, they don't do a great start. Here I was a bit unlucky. You can see I make this really long patch instead of just a short one. So here the idea is that I want to move. I want to inch the Paris station closer to Orléans. There is an objective to transport passengers from Paris to Orléans, but it's not that difficult. But having them at this distance is the same as Lyon to Dijon. It generates a lot of income very quickly, which is desirable, of course. And you can see Orléans grew very fast. This time I was very unlucky with this one. I think it's twice even. Yeah, what about that? Really annoying. But yeah, Orléans grew very quickly now because I had the lucky, the starting position was beneficial. So I make a train with passengers and food. The reason I don't take mail is because of the criteria, which is to deliver mail to Marseille. And if I take the mail from Orléans, it will be very difficult to get that achievement. That is usually the one that takes the longest time, along with buying out your opponents. So here I use a glitch or a technique called stop loading, in which I tell the train to wait until it has full cargo, and it will wait until it has full cargo, and when it has 2 units of mail, then I will say go. Then it will automatically take 1 extra per round. And for the Paris train, I just take low priority and it can go whenever it wants, because it's that one is never an issue. And you see that the guy who started in Nancy, he has basically nothing of value. He has textiles, and wool is sadly a really good resource. So actually he generates some kind of he generates quite a bit of revenue from that, so I will have to steal that later. I choose to, there's also an achievement or an objective to produce arms and deliver 10 arms to Paris. So you need to buy a war factory, and I am now taking the war factory to this in Nancy, and it's that was probably a bad thing to do, but I think I wanted to keep Orléans growing, and I wanted to use the industry spot in Orléans for something else. Because you will notice later that he will actually steal my arms, which is really mean. And yeah, so Paris now generates steel, which in turn generate arms, and then this train take them back to Paris. So that achievement will be made very nicely. And you can see now this train, I actually missed the first stop load. The thing is, like, it was not significant because this is a very good run. Ideally the mail deliveries and buying out the opponents should come at the same time, or at least, you know, connecting to Madrid, which is also an objective. France is actually quite technical in this sense. There are a lot of small things, but as you can see, I now own all of my stocks, and I will start buying the weakest opponent, because when you buy out the weakest opponent, your stock price increase, and then I can sell off my stock to give myself a boost in the end to buy the more rich opponents. So here you will see, now I tell him to wait, but I actually told him not to wait, which was a mistake. So yeah, that's actually quite a lot of mistakes in this run. But I guess it's because you need to be somewhat reactive to what the map does for you. So now I do this thing. I take a new train, I let it wait for nothing, and then I just send it off, and it will go away with 2 pieces of mail instead of 1, because I wanted to be synchronized. I wanted to be so that it always picks up low value, because it picks up fragments of mail also, not only complete units. So when they come to a station, if there is 0.01 mail cargo in Orléans, they will count that as a whole cargo, and that is basically what stop loading is forcing. You can also just, you know, put a lot of trains that go back and forth, but stop loading is quicker for longer distances, and that train now has no use anymore. The difficulty with this map is also that the computer has a tendency to go to Paris or to Orléans and steal your mail, which is really bad, because especially from Orléans, if they steal from Paris, that's okay, but from Orléans, it's really sensitive to how many pieces of mail you got. So if you have an opponent who is stealing your mail, you want to buy them out as quickly as possible to get rid of them. And you can now see in Orléans, the Médoc, the train is now leaving with 4 pieces of mail, even though it only had 2 and was supposed to load the 3rd. And this significantly speeds up the process on that objective. So this is actually small. Again, a small mistake from me. I should have bought Baron Rothschild first, Baron Rothschild, because he is actually stealing my steel and he's stealing my arms. So it's actually him I would have I should have bought him out from the very beginning, but I did not. So there you have it. I went for the weakest one instead, which in this case is Napoleon III. But as you will see, this will go very nice. Anyway, you can see now I am on top of the stop loading, and yeah, things are going very well. France is a very difficult scenario. I noticed when I try to beat it, and even with an optimal strategy, it's actually so the strategy is fairly simple in a sense, but it's just you need to be very adaptive, because the map, there's a big difference where the industries are and what industries the opponents have, and how you generate revenue as quickly as possible. Of course, the small rain portions between Lyon and Dijon and Bern and the other place is really good, but and you can also inch Paris to Orléans, which generate a lot of revenue, but still you see, I mean, if they have basically if they have grapes, milk, or textiles, you need to steal that too, because they generate just from delivering those, it's 20k per delivery, and they will not sell their stocks, which is why Baron Rothschild, for instance, he still goes for it. And this was a really good time. You see, I built in Madrid, and that's exactly the same timing that the mail deliveries from Orléans was finished. So this was a very good run. I'm really happy about this. It's probably possible to get sub 10, but it's a big effort. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye.